Hello everybody and welcome to another action figure review. This is not a completely new figure. It was released about half a year ago, I guess. But I decided to check it out because I was intrigued by this cool looking version of Spider-Man, the Spider-Punk suit from the PS4 game. And here we have the box. Classic blue and red colors, and some of the people responsible for the figure here on the back. Let's get the box out of the way and dig into the figure. And here we have Spider-Man's Spider-Punk suit with the iconic punk look and guitar. Well, of course, this is not a huge Spider-Man character, but I was really interested in getting this piece because I had a lot of ideas how to display it. So let's check it out. So here we have Spider-Punk out of the box, and it's one hell of a great looking figure. I'm not particularly familiar with this version of Spider-Man, but I think he has, well, it's a great looking alternative to the classic spider suit, and it's just something else in a cool way. I like the fact that he is a musician. I play the guitar myself, so I think it's cool to have a guitar slinging Spider-Man. I like the jacket here, the spikes, everything. It's just nice colors and it pops on the shelf, and you have the right balance between this figure being muscular and buffed and still very agile looking. So well, I'm just pretty much blown away by the look of this character, and I think he fits into this diorama really, really good. Besides the classic red and blue spider suit, you have this jacket on him with these cool badges and details, and you have the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man logo on the back, and then you have the wrist bands here, and of course the shoes, weathered and looking absolutely amazing. So besides the classic spider suit, I think you have a lot of great details that really pops, also including the spikes here, and this is what makes this version of Spider-Man something else, at least in my opinion. Now let's take a look at all the extra stuff that comes with this figure. And the main accessory here is, of course, the guitar with good details and also strings here. I guess you have to be quite careful with this piece, but it looks really good. And the strap is adjustable, so it can fit into different poses. Then we have some extra wrist pricks and also some small buttons for his vest. And then we have a wide selection of hands. We have open hands, fisted hands, a pair of wall crawling hands, a pair of gripping hands here that you can use for the guitar. Then we have a pair of web holding hands. We have a pair of web shooting hands. So a pretty good amount of hands. Then we have a total of 3 pairs of eyes. We have this web accessory that you can put on a wall, and also the different web types. And we have the spider drone here with articulated legs. And then we have this piece here, which is a web that you can pull off and put on a wall if you want. I don't know if it's permanent or you can use it several times, but it looks like it's a web that Spider-Man has shot out and attached to the wall. And then finally we have the instructions here, a guide to the figure. So all in all, I'm very satisfied with the extras and the accessories. I think we have pretty much everything you could need. If you want to change the eyes, you just gently push here on top and it slides off, and you can take a new one and it fits perfectly. And then you have a different facial expression. If we compare Spider-Punk to the amazing Spider-Man here, you can very clearly see that they are about the same height, but this one over here is more slim and maybe even thin, and Spider-Punk looks more buffed and muscular. I like both of these figures very much, and I think they both represent the classic and the very much not classic type of Spider-Man, and I'm happy to have both in my collection now. I bought this figure because I like the look of it, and one other reason is that I would like to pose it like I really want to test the limits of the posability, and I think it's the right figure for that because you have a good, very good amount of movement with double jointed arms, and you don't have that much that hinder the articulation, so I think I'm going to be able to get a lot of great poses out of this figure. Even though with the shoes here you still have ankle rocker movement and you will be able to get him into pretty wide stances. So we'll see how this figure will be able to move when I start posing it. So one of the things you would definitely want to try out with this figure is of course some guitar playing, guitar shredding poses here. And this figure can do exactly that, and it looks great. And besides the guitar playing poses, you of course also have the web swinging, web shooting poses. And this figure is also very cool when it comes to that. And I forgot to mention that you also get a figure stand, dynamic figure stand, with the Spider-Punk suit and Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man logo, and an adjustable arm so you can use it for dynamic poses here. So are there any limitations of what this figure actually can do? Well, so far I don't really know, but of course you have to be careful with the suit and the material here, but it seems to be solid enough to me, and I guess that it's a figure that you really can test if you want to. But of course, as always, there are limits and you have to be careful when handling these expensive figures. Are there actually any downsides to this figure? Actually not when it comes to the quality, the articulation, the accessories and all that. I think we have a really, really good and well-made figure here. But there might be one downside, and that is if you are not really into this character, if you don't know it or are familiar with Spider-Punk, you might consider that it's not worth getting a figure of a character that you don't really know. It is a minor Spider-Man character in the Spider-Verse, but still, if you are looking for a great looking figure that really pops on the shelf and has great presence, then I highly recommend to check out Spider-Punk. So that's pretty much it for Spider-Punk this time. Thanks a lot for watching this review. Leave a comment and subscribe if you'd like to see more.